Welcome back, guys. It's your girl, Amanda Lynn Baez, and you're listening to Bay with a fucking Z podcast. I have a very special guest. Oh my God, I haven't seen this girl since high school. She's got a lot to tell you guys. It's your girl, Michelle Torres. Say what's up, Michelle.
Hi, guys. It's Michelle here. Super excited to be here. I've always been a huge fan of Amanda. She's so funny, so talented. Absolutely love her. I'm so glad to be here. I'm so excited to get started.
Stop. Why are you're gonna make me emotional already? And it's already 4 seconds in. So today I brought Michelle on because I see a lot of people, especially celebrities, are doing a ton of cosmetic surgery. And now I know some girls, some guys that are doing it. Michelle is one of them, and she's very open about it on her Instagram story, especially. And I have some questions for you that maybe others probably have the same questions as I do. So I saw that you got your nose done. That is I feel like anything in the face or that area is pretty, I don't know, I don't want to say severe, but my nose, I'm terrified. How was that whole process for you, and why'd you do it? Floor is yours. Go ahead, Michelle.
So the reason why I did it, obviously, most of it was cosmetic. I went into it and I was like, I've been wanting this for 13 years. I did a ton of research beforehand. I had a few doctors in mind that I wanted to see. And then COVID happened. So during the time of COVID, I was like, I definitely can't get a rhinoplasty. That's so selfish of me if I were to do that. However, going into the research and everything, seeing that other people had gotten it done too during that time, I realized that it's possible. It's not selfish. It's not crazy. It's not frowned upon, for me at least. That was what I thought. Mm-hmm. And something that I've always wanted to do. So I was just like, let's do this. I started going to different interviews. What is this? They're trying to
are you good for my nose?
Yeah, say yes to the doctor type of thing. Really, because essentially you should go see multiple different doctors to kind of get a good look at who they are, what they stand for, their morals about the values, obviously their reviews, the before and after pictures. I came across Dr. Kassir a long time ago, but I was like, this guy's a celebrity surgeon. I am never going to be able to get a surgery with this guy. He's so big. He's worldwide known. He's got a verification on his Instagram. I'm like, that's crazy. So I actually went to go see 2 other doctors. I actually saw the doctor that performed a rhinoplasty on, I don't know if you know the Real Housewives of New Jersey, Gianni, or I don't remember her. The one that her husband went to jail, and she went to jail too, I think.
Oh, you're talking about Teresa Giudice?
Yeah.
And her.
Their daughter actually got a rhinoplasty by this doctor. I don't remember.
Gianni. Oh my God. The oldest daughter. Okay.
Yeah.
They used to live in a town. They used to live in a town next to my hometown. Not hometown. Kearney's my hometown, but.
Jersey. Yeah, they live in Jersey. So
yeah.
I was like, that's crazy. So when I spoke to him, I was like, okay, so how much is this going to be? He was going to do $16K. And I'm like, okay, and then I find out that this girl got it done by him. And I don't really see a huge difference with her nose. If you look up the before and after, you'll never watch this video, but I'm just see a huge difference between her before and after. And I really wanted my tip to be closed in. So I had something called a bulbous tip. Mm-hmm. Which is when the tip of your nose is more circular and it's big. Other people obviously didn't think it was big, but I did. So I was like, I want to take in my tip. I want to obviously remove the dorsal hump, which is that little bump that people have here. Mm-hmm. I want it to be closer to my face. So I want it to essentially be shortened tip. And I really just wanted to slim it down here so that it had a cute, formation into the tip. So after through all of that stuff, I'm like, this guy is going to charge me $16K to do a simple nose job where all of them look straight. If you look at the side from mine, I feel like I have a nice curvature.
Yeah, a little curve,
which is what I wanted. Not too crazy. I didn't want a celebrity pig nose type of thing. I didn't want
some Tinkerbell.
Yeah. anything like that. So I was like, okay, so this guy's gonna charge me 16K. Let me just see like what any other doctors. I saw another doctor. I don't know if you know. I actually remember his name. Should I say his name?
Go ahead. I know none of these fucking doctors. You go ahead.
Okay, so this guy, he's in Wayne, New Jersey. His name is Dr. Wise. Great surgeon, great guy, like super nice and everything. He was also going to be 15K, and I'm like, okay, like why is this like so expensive around here, right? So obviously you can get it for cheaper in like any other area. My situation was I didn't want to travel. Obviously we're in COVID. I didn't want to travel to begin with because I felt like,
imagine just going to Colombia. Like how much would it even be going down there? Like 2,000?
exactly.
Not even.
Exactly, like crazy. But here's the thing, like, and if you guys are listening out there, like for rhinoplasty, I don't think it's a good idea to do it outside of the US, because if God forbid something goes wrong and you do need a revision rhinoplasty, you can't sue outside of the jurisdiction. Like that's a big thing. Like a lot of people think that, oh, you just get your nose done, like it's a simple thing. Revision rhinoplasty and rhinoplasty itself is like the number one most complicated surgery that there is. First is BBLs.
Oh my God, everyone is doing that too.
So BBLs is like number one in terms of like risk, death type of thing. And then like most complicated would be your rhinoplasties. So they're the most complicated to kind of like essentially perform.
Oh my God.
If that makes sense. But
yeah.
So BBLs are very dangerous. Like
I saw a documentary.
We'll talk about that later, but yeah. So
I'll tell you about the documentary later. But go ahead.
So basically, I saw this guy, 15K, whatever. So then when I finally go to see Dr. Kassir, I get an appointment for like a month after. This was like August. I got it for like September. I think it was September something. Mm-hmm. And then he was like, wow, like your surgery would be like very upfront. Like, I really don't think like it's a huge issue, which the other doctor was kind of like iffy about certain things. Like he didn't really want to touch my tip too much, which I was like, why don't you want to do what I want to do? Like, if I'm gonna pay you this much money, like please do what you want to do, what I want to do.
Yeah.
And so with Dr. Kassir, like he was willing to take the risk. He was willing to do everything that I wanted essentially. And it was only going to be a couple thousand more. So essentially I paid $18,000 in total for my surgery. It was like $17,900 type of thing. Mm-hmm. And I was like, let's do it. Like, you only live once. If I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it right. I'm going to do it right the first time. Since this is like my dream doctor, obviously I thought about it and everything, going back and forth. I'm like, should I do this? Should I not? Like, it's crazy. And everything went so well in that first like interview with him that I was like, I love this guy. Like, I would be this guy. Like, I kid you not. He is a celebrity surgeon, but he is so genuine and so like forward with you that you feel like you know this guy. Like, it's just, I don't know, maybe it's like the salesman in him. No, I'm kidding.
But yeah, he's got to market himself, but like he's got to also make you feel comfortable. He's getting in your fucking business. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. So I loved everything about him, but there was one thing that I was like, if this doctor doesn't mention like the psychology aspect about all of this, like I do not want him. And none of the other doctors mentioned anything about like how you're going to feel. Like, you know, this is a big change to your face. Like a lot of people, holy shit, like I look like a different person. It's the center of your face. Mm-hmm. It changes everything. Like, and if you're not comfortable with that, like you're going to have some issues later on. Mm-hmm. So he did speak a lot about the psychology with me. He's like, you know, I majored in psychology when I was in college, and I find that it's one of the most important aspects when touching a woman's face. Like, it's very emotional. It's a very tedious process, and it's a lot to handle. So I was really happy that he was like really worried about that part. And then I literally right after that interview, his nurse called me and she was like, hey, like we have a cancellation for next month. Do you think you can come in, like, and we can get you settled for next month? And I'm like, what? Like, wow, crazy. I was like, wait, like I didn't even get to think. I was just like, let's do it. Like so long, and I was like, this is my like sign that I'm supposed to have this. Like, somebody had problems like getting on their plane or something happened and they had to cancel. And then the next person in line, like, why would they call me? His wait list was all the way for like March, April at that point. And this is
Jesus. And you called
October.
when?
And this is
October?
October, like literally October. And he calls me and he's like, oh yeah, like we think you're a great fit. We think that, you know, based off of the information you give us, like you're ready for the surgery. A lot of people are kind of like, you know, I don't know if I want to do it type of thing. But I came in, and this is something that a lot of you guys should know, like be prepared, ask the right questions, show pictures, like, you know, write things down, write terms down that you don't know, obviously, to ask him about, to really get into depth about what they're going to do during the surgery, what tools they use during the surgery, how long your recovery process, obviously all that good stuff. But like, I would ask things that he would be like, how'd you know what the hell that is? Like,
You've done your research.
yeah, so he was really impressed by that. And like, he could have called anyone, and he called me, and I was like, you know what, like, this is it. Like, I got to do this. Like, I'm ready. Like, and the whole time up until my surgery, I was obviously nervous. Like anybody would be nervous.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Being under the knife for anything, and especially this area. Oh my God, I can't even imagine. They knocked you out, right? It's not like you were awake.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
oh my God.
so fast forward, like day of surgery, I come in, and another nurse is there so I had to go to Manhattan to get the surgery done.
I was just gonna ask you where he was located, but
yeah, so he has two offices in Jersey, one in Wayne, one in Ridgewood. I went to the one in Ridgewood to do like the initial interviews and stuff, and then day of surgery we had set it for Manhattan. Beautiful area, obviously, it's Manhattan and stuff, and it was a very quick route for me. I live, you know, like 20 minutes from there. So the morning of surgery, I come in, and the lady's like ready for me. She asked me to go pee in a cup to make sure you're not pregnant.
they ain't fucking good enough.
Yeah. And then she starts drawing blood, and she's like having me sign a few more papers. She's like, change into your stuff, whatever. I'm chilling there. I have the IV in. Dr. Kassir comes in. He's like, hey, how are you? He like touches me on the shoulder. Such a sweet guy. He's like, any like, you know, concerns or anything, any questions? And I'm like, nope, like I am so ready for this. Like I show him a few more pictures. He's like, yeah, I'm studying your file and stuff, like, because I handed him papers like of all this stuff that I wanted.
Physical papers,
yeah.
not even emailing. You were like, make sure you have it.
Yeah, so he like studied everything. He was like, I'm totally ready. Like, I know what I'm gonna do. He like touched me. He's like, I'm gonna do this, that, explained to me. And then he did like a live video. He does like a lot of stuff on Instagram. And then I waited like 20 more minutes. And then he was like, all right, we're ready for you. Oh, the anesthesia lady came in. She's like, hi, how are you? Like, had anything to eat, anything to drink? He asked me a few basic questions. Then we went round back to the surgery room. It was freezing in there. Like, it was so cold. I was literally like shaking, and my jaw was like clenching like that. And they're like, cold in here, right? And I'm like, yeah, like.
Well, I think it has to be, right? Because of opening you up, it can't be.
Oh yeah,
warm or hot. You gotta keep it, you know.
And then the nurse came over, and she like tucked me in, like I felt like a little baby, and then and she put the blood pressure thing, and I was like singing. I was singing Beyonce, shiny, 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 yeah.
Is that what they were playing? Are you just like?
Oh, that was just like my motivational song, like all of this money. Literally, like I was like so excited. So I was like, if I can sing this song and like be happy, like I'll just be happy. Like that's what I did the entire process. Like I just manifested, like I'm gonna be happy with my result. Everything's gonna go perfect. There's gonna be no complications and everything. And that's exactly what happened. And I'm a strong believer in, like, if you have positive energy towards anything in your life, positive outcomes will happen.
Oh, absolutely. Like 110%. You speak it into existence or write it down. It's gonna be like in front of you, and you're just, it's gonna happen. It's bound to happen as long as you like put that, you know, what you want every day, like put something towards that.
Yeah, exactly. So then the surgery was 2 hours. He did everything inside, so I don't have any exterior scars. That's another thing I didn't want. I didn't want any bruising. I didn't want any scarring. He did it with like this mini saw. He doesn't use, like, you ever see like the hammer and the chip? It's not that. And I was like, thank God, I do not want that. So he basically cut into one side of my nose, my right side, and then he worked from there. He chiseled both sides, like he took in, he also included the septum. So he does that for everybody. Like if you have a septum problem, which I didn't even realize I had up until like a couple years ago, that I kind of just like, I was like, no, it's not a big deal. But I was taking fluticasone, which is like nose spray, basically. And I went to an ENT and they were like, oh yeah, like you do have a deviated septum, like slightly, but you could just like, handle it with these like drops. So essentially that's what I did for the past like couple years. And I was like, okay, like I'm fine. But then like for the surgery, I asked him, I was like, I have like a deviated septum, like a little bit. Do you fix those? Like, can I do my insurance and stuff? My insurance didn't go with the, with his medical practice, I guess. Like they're not in network. And so, I was like, I don't care. I still want you.
Oh my God. See me, I would have been like, you know what? I mean, good you went for it. But me, on the other hand, like, I'm like, you don't take Cigna. I gotta go.
Funny as hell. No, I was literally like, because I have crappy insurance too, like from my parents up until you're like 26, whatever, you have like your parents. So I was like, when I spoke to my ENT a couple of years ago, I was like, so should we find like a surgeon or something? Like, and then they could do my nose too. Like I tried to like slip that in there a few years ago. And like, they're like, yeah, you could, like essentially, but they have to work with your insurance. I'm looking at my insurance card. I'm like, yeah, no, they're not going to give me no nose. Like, give me some basic ass. Like,
I don't know, with cosmetic surgery, do they take insurance for that?
They do. So it depends on the medical practice. Like Dr. Kassir, I think he works with some insurances, but obviously with mine, they don't. But I just like, I still went through with it. But you can, a lot of different doctors do offer that. Like if you have deviated septum issues, breathing issues type of thing. But yeah, so I was like, okay, I still want you.
Wow.
And yeah, so then after the surgery, I woke up still singing the song. I was like, Johnny, like literally, like, and the nurse was cracking up. She's like, are you okay? Like, how do you feel? I'm like, I'm good, honey. Like,
what? After you
so excited.
After they just like cut your nose?
No pain. Like literally, I still to this day feel zero pain. I don't know what he does that's different to other doctors, but I never felt an inch of pain at all. Like, and it was amazing because, I woke up, they called my emergency contact. My boyfriend was outside. They wheeled me out. When we got home, like 20 minutes later, I was eating a sandwich. Like, I was like, I'm starving. Like, give me a sandwich. And I ate a full sandwich, like opening and closing my mouth. Like nothing was bothering me. And meanwhile, I have gauze, like, cause you're dripping blood, like a couple days after. Yeah, it's scary to think about, but I felt no pain. The only thing that you feel is like discomfort because you can't breathe. Like you feel like you have a stuffy nose. Like you feel like you have really bad allergies.
So you had to breathe from your mouth, I'm assuming, a lot
for the first days, yeah. And I drank a ton of water, and I would wake up.
How did you scarf down that sandwich with your?
I don't know.
You must have been so hungry. I don't know. I felt like, I mean, I always thought you were beautiful, Michelle. Like I never noticed your, that you were so, I don't want to say would you have said you were self-conscious about your nose, or?
I was, when it came to like pictures and stuff like that. Obviously nobody wants like a big hump on their nose when they're side.
I never noticed that.
Yeah, I mean, I was like, I've always been a confident person, I'm not gonna lie, like, but after this, I'm just like, I can do anything. Like,
yeah, it's you too. Like, it's also like, your body, it's your body. Like, you see yourself every day. Like, obviously, you're gonna have your little like, people may think you're perfect, but deep down inside, you yourself are like, oh, like, but I can do this and that and that. Like, you're gonna be your own worst critic,
Yeah, definitely. I can agree to that. But yeah, really my main thing was like with pictures, like I would always have to be like, oh my God, can you take another one? Because I don't like the way it came out. Because so let me backtrack too. Like I did take a lot of hits as young Scrappy Doo.
Literally a lot of hit. Like, wait, what? Like softball or like a fight?
Yeah, all of that. Literally. fire and cheer.
Cheerleading. Oh yeah, you're like getting kicked in the fucking face. Yeah.
All the freaking time. Like it was so bad. So, and then like I remember one time like we had a rock fight. I was like a little kid and I was like, yeah, let's do a rock for fun. And I of course got a rock hit right to my nose. I was bleeding. And then like, you know, traumatic injuries do affect you a lot, especially if you're in your growing stages of life.
Yeah.
Because, you know, as you grow, your nose grows too. You know, certain things about your anatomy just start to change. Mm-hmm. So I guess like one side of my nose had more bone structure than the other one. Like on my Instagram, like I posted the pictures. It's crazy to look back at now because I never really thought about it much until I was like older, obviously in high school and stuff. You take pictures and stuff. You're like, holy shit! Like once those did not look like the others.
Like, and why the fuck did I take that rock to the face?
It was to the point where like if I would do this, my nose would cover like half my eyeball.
Stop.
Yeah, like certain angles, like I'm gonna show you one day, like when we get together after this COVID BS, like literally like my nose was ruining my life.
Oh my god.
We get married one day because you know your girl gotta get married.
Not all women, but like yeah, I for sure me and you. So
yeah, I was like, I'm not gonna look like this for my wedding, God forbid, like pictures. I'm not gonna sit there and be like, wait, photographer, I'm gonna need like 3 more pictures. I'm gonna need them like this angle, this degree. Like, no, nobody got time for that.
Not so even like pay more for like Photoshop. You gotta be like, yo, I'm gonna tell you what you need to fix, and but now look, you don't even need to do that. You got your nose done, and it looks great.
Thank you.
It looks awesome.
Like so excited to get it done, get it over with. So it's actually still not healed 100%. I'm only 3 months post-op. So literally 6 to 12 months is when you should start seeing like your final result. Some people even take up to 3 years.
Damn.
Yeah. So I heard, I don't know if you know Dr. Nassif on like body. I want to be perfect, beautiful, something.
No, the only doctor I know is the one you just told me, and Dr. Miami. Those are like the only.
God, I love Dr. Miami. Oh my God, he is literally like so awesome. How he like, I feel like he started that, like posting all like surgeries online. Like
he did. He'd Snapchat it and just see nipples being ripped off of boobs, and I'm like,
no, and I'm like, ew, but I want to know more. It's so interesting. So I love watching his videos. But yeah, so I was watching Dr. Nassif on YouTube, and he was explaining that all of his surgeries that he does, all of his rhinoplasty surgeries, he monitors them up to 3 years.
Wow.
Like for sure. And I was like, wow, like that's a lot. So I was like, all right, COVID's happening. It seems like COVID's not going away for like another couple years. So I'm like, while I heal, why don't I just get the rhinoplasty?
Yeah, fuck it. You might as well. We're stuck inside, you know?
That's why, like, so I was like, a lot of people were like, oh, like you paid so much for a rhinoplasty. Like you could have went to Colombia and gotten it for like 50 cents. And I'm over here like, no, thank you.
Imagine what they would have done to your nose over there.
Exactly. Like you never know. And like, don't get me wrong. Like I know there's a lot of doctors that do a great job outside of the US, but do I really want to take that risk, you know, just because bucks, like not a couple, obviously it's like a huge difference, but I was like, I don't want to do that. Like, I'm just going to stay around local. I'm going to find the best doctor on the East Coast. He did Lele Pons, Dr. Kassir.
Oh, stop. Really?
Yeah.
Was she got her nose done?
Yeah.
Damn, I got to see that shit. Cause before, let me not. I mean, she's still pretty, but like,
yeah, no, she's
wow.
Amazing. And when I saw that, I was like, what? That's crazy. But he's done a lot of different people's, but obviously you can't, like, for what is it called, confidentiality reasons, like you can't really talk about it and stuff. But he was on like TLC. No, is it TLC? The one with the red squares. I don't know. One of those. Like,
I think it is TLC.
Yeah, one of those like television shows. And every time you come in, like he'll be playing it like in the back. It's so cool.
Himself.
Yeah.
He's proud. I mean, he's a proud.
But let me go into do you want to talk about like other different plastic surgeries?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
I guess I wanna go into like the whole everyone's getting let's start with BBL. I have others that
Yeah.
I want to discuss, but let's go into the BBL. I had a whole okay, so I watched this documentary. I forgot the name of it, but this woman was talking about how I don't know if it was in New Orleans, like Louisiana, or it was in like Florida, but this woman would go to like the black market and go to a hotel room for BBL and like it yeah, it was not kidding.
Why?
And her ass was like popping. Like her ass was like just not full anymore. Like it was just bad or it was hard. I don't know, but apparently they were putting like cement shit in there and like yeah, it was just bad.
So there's another doctor that I watch on YouTube. I don't want to say he's Asian because I don't know. I think he's Asian, but I don't remember his name. But he does like skincare stuff and he's great and he's on TikTok and stuff. Mm-hmm. And he was talking about how when they do the BBLs, it's dangerous because as they're like punching in this thing, if they're not 100% familiar with the anatomy, even if they are 100% familiar with the anatomy, there's a risk, a high risk that they can puncture a blood vessel and get a fat embolism into your bloodstream. And that could kill you in seconds. There's no saving you after that. Like, I don't know if you heard, there was a Mexican young lady who just went to go do her BBL. She was super famous on Instagram. Mm-hmm. Obviously, of course, I don't remember her name. I don't remember anybody's name. And she died. She was like 22. Crazy, like insane. And obviously she was in Mexico, but like, I don't know, that stuff can happen anywhere. Like Kanye West's mom died of plastic surgery.
What? She did?
The recovery process afterwards, yeah.
What did she get done?
I don't remember if she did like a whole makeover or something to her body, but like I remember like Kanye West spoke about it and he said that he felt very, I guess, like guilty because he brought her to LA and he put the pressures of looking so good on her. And like she made it back and everything, like home, and she was fine. And then there was like a nurse that was speculated to have been at fault because he wasn't watching her properly, and she had other underlying medical issues that other doctors didn't want to perform on her because of. And so this doctor was like, yeah, let's just do it. Like, we'll monitor you and whatever.
Damn.
Hey, but yeah, there's just so many complications that can happen to you. Like, why take the risk? Why do people go to like the freaking Mexican island or whatever? Like, why do you do that to yourself?
They, you know, if you buy cheap, you get cheap. Like, don't forget that.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I can't imagine just, yeah, no, this woman's ass. I don't know if it was like falling apart or like it was just hard from like cement liquid they were putting in her just to make her ass fat. And I don't know. Like, like I'm not against cosmetic surgery at all. Like, your body, your choice, but understand, like, there is shit they will like know the shit that they're putting in you. Like, everyone's different, everybody's gonna react differently. Like me, I'm allergic to everything, so that's kind of why, like, I don't know if I'd ever want to do like a BBL or like lip injections, because I don't know how my body's gonna react to that, you know?
Yeah, so with fillers, that's a good question.
Yeah, I was gonna go to fillers.
So fillers are crazy, right? So we have hyaluronic acid fillers, we have calcium fillers, and then we have like silicone based permanent like fillers that have to be surgically removed. Calcium, which is like right in the middle, lasts 1 to 2 years in your body. They could be inserted anywhere. They're like FDA approved. Silicone ones, there's actually some that are approved, which is crazy because anything foreign going into your body will be rejected.
Yeah.
Like even breast implants, they're rejected all the time. There's something called breast implant illness that a lot of females are complaining about because it literally makes them feel like they have like, I don't want to say like, it's like a cold, but like a really bad form of a cold. You get headaches, you get like, yeah, some people
like a flu, I guess.
Like a flu, yeah, like a flu. So basically you just feel ill, like you just feel sick. And lo and behold, like anytime you get breast implants, there's like a pocket of scar tissue that forms around it that starts to stick, and sometimes it makes it look discombobulated on your chest. So a lot of people end up having to get them redone after like 8 years, 10 years. So I don't really see the point in it, you know. Instead of that, you can actually do, obviously you'll be taking the risk with doing a fat transfer to your breasts, or you can do something called PRP now, which doesn't give you the full augmentation look that you would get with like having the implants inserted or the fat transfer. But it does give you a nice plump, which is cool. I saw that on, I think it's like Skin on Netflix or something like that, another like LA doctor. But yeah, really cool stuff that you can do with fillers these days. The hyaluronic acid, I don't know if I mentioned, is like probably the best filler you can use for anything because it's completely reversible. There's something called hyaluronidase, which they use to reverse the effects in case you don't like it. Obviously, with something like calcium or permanent like silicone, you would not be able to do that. You'd have to get it either surgically removed or you'd have to wait, you know, for it to dissolve. But yeah, people do that all the time for like their under eyes, their, you know, wrinkles and stuff like that.
I definitely want to do the what is it called? Mommy makeover.
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about?
Cool. That has everything involved, right?
Every little thing. Once that shit is out of me, do it up. I'm ready. Like, I'm already under the knife. I'm assuming. Just do it when I'm sleeping.
That's cool. I mean, literally, like, people do all sorts of things these days, and it's so sad that it's so frowned upon. Like, getting yourself altered, like, oh, just, you know,
it's just haters. It's just
but like, yeah,
it's haters. It's guys that don't know when to shut the fuck up. It's just, oh, first of all, men, you have no say. It's not your body. That's like the same thing with abortion. You have no fucking say. I'm gonna do whatever I want because it's me and it's my vagina. Like, it likewise with the whole cosmetic surgery thing. Like, you're not gonna be 6 feet under with me at the end of the day. So
exactly. Like, I don't know, just embrace your own form of beauty. Like, I'm all for it. Like, if you're really about, you know, I don't know, your stomach area, your breasts, your butt, do it. Just, you know, obviously do it in a smart way. Like, you don't want to just insert butt implants. Butt implants are not even, like, you're not even supposed to do that, like, ever. They're just like not supposed to be in there, like, at all.
I kind of want them to like take my fat from like my stomach and just put it in my ass.
Yeah, that's cool. Like, I'm all for it. Like, when you do it, like, let me know. I want to see like pictures and stuff. I definitely want to see the surgery because I'm a freak like that. Like,
oh God, I just can't even imagine. Like, I don't even. It's so weird how like you're still alive, like when your stomach is being sliced open, and oh God.
Yeah, it's definitely crazy. But yeah, I mean, FDA has approved so many things that shouldn't even be on the market. Like, if you think about it, because they know so much about it that they don't tell you, but they'll just like sell it to you anyway.
Oh yeah, they'll be like, you know, we're overpopulated. Just we're gonna approve this.
Yeah. And I hate when like, so like when I was at Dr. Kassir's office, right? He was like, oh, okay, like send me some pictures, like, and we'll try to get you something like similar, but it's really just going to be a guide because obviously everybody's anatomy is different.
Yeah.
You can never show a picture of like a model and, you know, expect to get that 100% result just like her. Everybody's body is different. Everybody's anatomy is different. Once they open you up, you're just going to look completely different. So what he does essentially is he caters to what your body obviously would be with the results that you want. So it's like, it's custom, basically. That's why he calls it like designer rhinoplasty. But
wow.
yeah, so I really like that he was like upfront about that too, because like you're never gonna have a nose the way that this model does. Like, and there's a chance that even that model had like 2 or 3 rhinoplasties before she was able to achieve that look. So it's so unrealistic for people to show pictures that are just like crazy. Like, you can't go from that to that unless you go to like Turkey. Honestly, in Turkey, they're doing something right, because if you look on like some of these Turkish like rhinoplasty pages, obviously
Mm-hmm.
they give everybody the same nose. Like it's like a cute little perky nose with like the same little button at the tip. Like it's a good job, but like I don't know. It just seems so crazy. And obviously it's for like a fraction of the price.
Yeah.
But it's pretty crazy. Like it's definitely insane to think about. And Dr. Kassir has been to like so many different places in the world. He's performed so many surgeries on people from all over. People come to him all the time to learn his approach, his modern technology and stuff like that. So, yeah.
Damn. So you got the best of the best, pretty much. I mean, anyone would want that, you know? Like,
yeah, and I'm so grateful that I was able to do it. There's so many people that obviously you can't for so many reasons, but I'm grateful that I was able to do it and, do it right the first time. Not to say that another doctor who's half the price isn't going to be as good. Of course, every doctor is just different approach, different technology, different way that they do it, for the same result essentially. But I don't know, I just wanted certain things about it to be done that way, and I had been anticipating it for so long that I was like, I want this to be done as perfect as possible, even if I have to pay more. So I'm super grateful. I'm really blessed and really lucky that I was able to get, a doctor so cool and so well known. But at the end of the day, like I got my confidence back, that biggest part for me. So when you're doing any type of surgery, they're supposed to send you to like a psychologist that talks to you about body dysmorphia and things like that. And they ask you some pretty personal questions. Like they'll ask you, when you go out, when you take pictures, when you look at yourself in the mirror, do you feel depressed? Do you feel anxiety? I wanted to be like, hell freaking yeah. But then they'd be like, you look crazy as hell. We're not giving you those like, wouldn't approve me if I would have said yes to all that stuff. But in a way, like my situation obviously wasn't as serious like that. I know there's really struggle and, to cope with their mental, what is the term? Like,
mental, like, I guess.
Right.
Yeah.
So some people have it bad, and obviously I'm grateful that I'm not that bad when it comes to like my insecurity. When it came to my insecurity, I mean, I didn't like skip out on events, things like that. Like I would still go and, like take pictures, but I'd be like, oh, you have a rhinoplasty. But like it wasn't, that's the word. Like it's not crippling to me.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, essentially when I was able to get it done, I was just like, wow, like it made such a huge difference for me. And I'm not like out here like, yeah, I got bad bitch nose, like, but like I am really happy about it.
That's good.
Yeah.
Being confident is like the best feeling, even if like it just gives you that glow and it gives you that like people just want to be around. There's difference between being a cocky cock and being confident, and it's funny how it's funny how you bring up body dysmorphia, because I feel like me personally, I don't think I've ever said this out loud, but I feel like I struggle with that now. Like since quarantine, like I've gained so much weight, and it bothers me that like I bring up like, oh my God, I want a tummy tuck, or oh my God, I want to like wrap my stomach with plastic wrap, just because I'm sitting at home and like, I started running and I started feeling a little bit better, but now the snow is here and I'm like, oh my God, like I'm starting to struggle with that a little bit, and like not wanting to take pictures with my friends because how much weight I've gained. But I know I'm beautiful and I am confident, but behind closed doors, like I am looking in the mirror and I'm like, holy shit, like I need to do something about this, to feel better about myself.
Yeah.
Being confident is the best feeling, and that's why I'm all for cosmetic surgery and just like feeling your best. And just why would you want to feel sad if someone's gonna hate on you for getting your nose done or getting your lips done? Like have them hate on you, fuck them. But you feel good, you feel like this is my best, it's just the best feeling, and you're in a good mood constantly, and it's amazing to see you flourish and see other people that I know flourish because they got this one thing done.
Yeah. And, it's so sad that we have to resort to feeling so bad and, you know, feeling depression and feeling so much anxiety because of the way we look at the end of the day. Obviously, like nobody wants to really think about that or, you know, talk about it.
Yeah.
But it is what it is, you know, like obviously we can do everything we want to do internally and we want to, you know, be nice to everybody and we want to have them look at us in a positive, you know, way. But at the end of the day, if we don't feel good about the way we look on the outside, like we can't see what's on the inside. Like I don't, at least for me, that, you know, people actually can sit there and be like, yeah, I'm 100% like satisfied. And maybe there are people that are like that, you know, like, you know, they may not look the best on the outside, but they're like, I'm just so happy and positive. And that takes so much. Those type of people are just probably so close to God and so happy and so like out there and outgoing. Like, I don't know. I would love to meet someone like that because that just sounds like such, I don't know. The word is in Spanish. It's humilde, like genuine, I guess. Like, I would just love to meet someone like that. But Amanda, you're beautiful on the inside, on the outside.
Michelle,
I admire, you are one of those people to me. Like you are that positivity in my life that I'm like, wow, like I look forward to watch your podcast. I look forward to like actually read your posts and like see what you post. Like you're just so cool. Like I've never
Michelle, stop.
Like you're my age, we graduated together and you're like entertaining people, you're like a comedian, like you can go up on stage and talk about your life and laugh. Like
yeah,
like crying, like literally bawling my eyes out. Like I don't know how you do it. I really don't know how you do it. And you are that type of light to people that they don't have maybe in their own personal home lives. Like, you know, I'm like, I'm gonna like cry thinking about it. Like,
but I want everyone to know out there, like, okay, yeah, I may be a comedian and yeah, I may do all these great things and like, yeah, my face is cute. Yeah, like I'm beautiful. I am, but like everyone does somewhat struggle with like, you know, you're always going to be your worst critic at the end of the day, and that's fine. Just know that there's always going to be that one Michelle. There's always going to be that one Amanda that you're the only person that you're you. You know, no one's going to look like you. So just embrace the fuck out of it. And people are going to just gravitate towards you because of that, for you being so different.
Yes, preach, girl. Like, I love that. I love that energy. And now that like I'm able to see past my insecurity, I see that, like I realize that. And I feel like it's given me so much more clarity in terms of like what's really real and what's really, you know, important in life, you know? But, you know, it took me a surgery to get there.
Hey, I mean, if that's what, I feel like it was fate though, right? With you having that, getting called in early for it, you know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah. So it was something that I definitely wanted and was so excited to do. And like, even until now, like I'm loving the process. Like every day, you know, it's actually weird. Like I actually wake up and like this side will be like more swollen. This side would be like a little different than this side. Like it's such a crazy thing to think about that I'm still like healing, even though like I feel fine, you know?
Your nose is kind of like getting into its final form.
Yeah, it's really cool. So the way that this doctor on YouTube explained it, he said basically like if you think about like you have a cup, right? And then you have like a glove on top, like holding over it, that's like your old nose. Then they chisel like what's on the bottom, say you only have like half the size of the nose. So you have all this extra skin on top that's still trying to formulate, and then the internal bones are still kind of trying to get aligned and situated with the skin that's now laying on top of this area versus that area. Your nostrils are, you know, if they do a good job, they're supposed to reinforce your nostrils so that they don't essentially collapse eventually. That happens a lot with rhinoplasties. So yeah,
collapse, like what do you mean collapse? Your nose is is collapsing? What's collapse?
So people, oh my God. So when I was at Dr.'s office, I saw this girl who had the worst nose I've ever seen. Like I saw her and I was like, oh my God, like que Dios la bendiga. Like she was like, she looked like her nose had fallen. Like she had a Squidward nose. And then he came in and he spoke to me and he's like, yeah, you saw her nose, right? Like this is going to be her second rhinoplasty because the first one didn't go so well. I don't know where she went. I don't know what doctor it was who did this to her, but fortunately, what I see all the time. And I'm like, what? Like, I was like shaking. I was like, oh my God, like she looks so bad. Like, it's so sad to see that because I don't know what she wanted and I don't know what her nose looked like before that, but it was bad. Like, can you imagine what that does to you mentally? Like, I just
my
able to leave the house if I had that type of nose. Like, and I'm sorry. And
you just said Squidward, and I just have Squidward nose in my head. Like,
it's so bad. I'm not even kidding you. And then there was like a big hump still out, and he was like, I don't know what this doctor did to her. This is essentially like, this is a lawsuit that we're looking at because it was so bad. Like, so what happened was her nose collapsed because he didn't reinforce like the tip area or the nostrils. And then her nostrils were closed. So she looked like this. And then like her tip was like almost touching like her lip.
What the fuck?
Yeah. And then Dr. Kassir fixed her nose and now she looks great. Like, thank God, you know? But
oh my God. You see, listeners out there, please review these doctors, ask them questions, make sure your nose, lips, ass, tits, stomach, whatever the case may be, make sure it's the way you want it. Like, don't, oh my God, I can't imagine that would like, oh my God. And then the waiting process of like, how long was her nose like that? You know what I mean? Like how long? Oh my God.
It had to have been like at least a year because you shouldn't reoperate on a nose for at least a year. Sometimes I recommend 2 years depending on how it feels, the swelling and stuff. Yeah, so it's crazy. And I've seen like even worse, like online, if you look up like botched rhinoplasties, like you'll see tips that are like completely twisted. I'm just like, I don't know how that happens. But my heart goes out to these people. It really does, because you think like you're just getting a rhinoplasty, like whatever, people do it all the time. And then you end up with something horrible. Like, and sometimes like those types of results don't even happen for like 6 to 12 months after you've already recovered. So like, cause your nose is still always going to be, you know, healing in some type of way. Like I said, up to like years, it's still healing. And for some people, you know, a little less, a little longer, but it's just scary to think about how some people.
Woo, sorry. Wait, can you sneeze? You can sneeze now, right?
Yeah, I can sneeze like perfectly. But that too, because when I had my cast on still, like the first couple days after surgery, you get like these weird itches in your nose that you want to sneeze. So he told me, he's like, you're gonna get the sneezes, like the attack sneeze. And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, you're just gonna sneeze like 5 times in a row. And that happened to me so many times. Like I was like, hacha, hacha. You can't sneeze out of your nose. You have to open your mouth and like exaggerate it. So it was so awkward and so for me and scary. You don't know if the pressure is gonna like make you start bleeding or something.
Oh my God.
But normal, like it's just your nose getting used to like what's going on in there and stuff.
Yeah. Oh my God. I can't. I would be on bed rest. I wouldn't even like want to move anywhere, even though it's just my nose. I just don't trust myself.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, there's so many places that you can go get a rhinoplasty now. Like,
rhinoplasty. Is that okay? So I'm gonna use context clues. They say rhino because of like the bump on your nose that you had, like and
yeah, I guess like the cosmetic aspect of it would be called a rhinoplasty, and then septoplasty is what they fix inside. So I did both. So the middle of the wall gets like fixed so that it's straight, so that you're able to breathe better. And I definitely feel the difference when it comes to that, because before like I would breathe, only one side of my nose like would close when I'd be like.
So really? How long was it like that for?
Both of them like close. You can't really tell too much. I still actually have
I saw it.
It's like hard. My tip is gonna be hard for the next couple months, which is so weird. Like I'll be like, babe, touch my nose, it's hard, and you'll be like, ew, like that's so. Yeah, so it's definitely
like
cool.
What is that? But is that your nose? Like, is that like what is that?
No idea what's in there. I think it's like he reinforces it with grafts, grafts, GRAFTS. so that it's stronger, so that they withhold the pressure and the healing process. And he does that inside too, which is crazy to think about because he never opened my nose to like see what he was doing in there. That's the whole thing. Like it's very, a lot of doctors do it now. Like they just do it without having to open you completely.
It's like high tech shit, or like they'll put holes. They'll put holes. Like my mom got like this stomach, something, I forgot what it's called, but it's like to slim you down, and like they take a piece of your stomach out and make it smaller. They just had holes on the side of her, like tiny holes and like microscope, like suckers.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? They don't just
it's robotic. Yeah. It's crazy.
Whoa. That is so fucking wild.
Yeah. My mom got her, like back here, she had like a pinched nerve. Went to this hospital, I think in like Meadowlands or something. I forgot whatever it was called. But robotic surgery, like all robotic surgery there. They even have like their own classes and stuff for their medical students. When I was looking up the videos on how they did this, it was crazy. So her thing is like back here, like her injury because of a car accident. So they cut here, like along like your natural like neckline, so that you don't have a scar really. And then they pull all the way back here and like fix it with these little, like he's like literally in there like playing video games, and then like these little things are just like crossing over, like fixing what they need to fix, and then they're done.
What?
Crazy. And she healed so fast. Like she had 0 complications, thank God, and like everything she just healed so fast. So it's really crazy the type of modern technology they use these days. Like I imagine they do that in all these other countries too, because Brazil's doing it well. You know, I've seen some great, you know, surgeries in Brazil, in Colombia, you know, all over. So I give it to them. I really do, coming from, you know, a different country. But yeah.
Shit. Maybe I will definitely look into it, and I will ask you questions because I do want, I feel like I love my lips, I love my nose, I love my face in general, but I kind of like, I don't know, I want like I just want to grab scissors and just chop the stomach I have. I just want to fucking do that, and that's it. Or like maybe like a little facelift, but nothing more. Like I don't need like a brow lift. I don't need like, I don't know. I just minor.
Yeah. And if you want to save a couple of bucks by doing it outside of the US, like by all means, you know, do what you got to do. Just make sure you do enough research on the doctor. Like, I don't understand how some people, they're just like, yeah, I went to go see the doctor and we were in a hotel and we were in the back of an alley and he put 2 big blocks of ice on my stomach and he just started cutting. I'm like, you didn't think, like, what?
Couldn't you like die from that? Like
Now with social media, thank God, you can find a doctor like that, like anywhere in the world you wanted to. You just put in a hashtag or a location and it give you so many different, you know, options, which is really great about, you know, today's world. You know, you can find.
I'm wondering, like, do they offer like payment plans and shit instead of like paying all at once? Like
they do. So my doctor offers like different companies. There's like Care Credit. There's like something with an A, but there's so many different companies that offer it. Like even if they don't have it in their office, you could ask them like, oh, do you guys work with this company? Could you work with this company to do like a payment plan or a loan type of thing? Which is essentially what it is. It's like a little loan and you keep paying it off like monthly payments. And then there's, you can also work something out sometimes with the doctor. Like they'll have their own specific payment plans that they can give you, that they work with like a bank or something. So there's all types of things. There's private, there's, you know, public loans that you can do.
Nice.
Or you can get your own loan from a bank and just be like, yeah, I just gotta do a little surgery here.
Well, I ain't getting my shit until like a long time from now. I don't think I need that. I feel like I might want to wait till I have kids maybe to do anything like that.
Sure.
So I don't have a kid ruining my body again, you know?
Oh my God. Yeah. That scares me. Like, I really do give it up to all mamas. Shout out to mamas. Shout out to my mama. Shout out to your mama. But, like, having a baby is serious. Like, I don't even know. Do you know who Tammy Hembrow is on Instagram?
Tammy Hembrow. Is she
blonde Australian?
Yeah.
Gorgeous. She had 2 babies and she looks amazing. And I think I don't know if she's been open about it or she has spoken about like any type of plastic surgery on her body, but her body looks so freaking good. Like supposedly all from working out. So if she can do it, we can all do it.
Yeah, you know
So
what? I hope I can fucking do it. I'm either gonna get like a personal trainer when I have that money, or I'm just gonna grab a pair of scissors at this point and just do it myself and some Gorilla Glue. I don't know.
oh my God.
You think I'm kidding?
Get some really good drugs and just like chill and just like snip snip.
Ew. No.
That's crazy. But yeah, I mean, definitely kids, they do a lot of damage. And I don't know, some people bounce back better than others. And
everyone's different. Who
yeah,
knows? My friend Chantel, when she was pregnant, that was literally the skinniest she's been, was like while she was pregnant. Like the baby like stretched all her skin forward. Like her back was slim, and she's like, she looks fucking good. Especially after having the baby. Like it was like the skinniest she's been. And I'm like, with a fucking child? Like how did that even happen?
That's amazing. That's pretty cool. Did she have a girl or a boy?
She had a girl.
They say girls, I don't know, quote me if I'm wrong, maybe some people out there probably think differently, but they say girls like align more to your body. Like they're more like cradling you, rather than boys are like little basketballs. Yeah. So they out more.
I heard that too.
Yeah, so I mean, like my niece's mom looks great, and she had a baby like 2-3 years ago now, and literally looks like she didn't have a baby. So I guess it depends too, like if you have a girl or a boy, and you know, obviously cravings and stuff like that.
Yeah, cravings. And like staying physical, and just also your genes too, like your lineage, like just know your body, and like. If you know you're thick boned like me, just like eat healthier, I guess, and like stay active when
it's so important. Like a lot of people think like, oh, you're pregnant, you should not be in a gym, like that's dangerous for the baby, you can miscarry. Like it's such an old myth for people to think that way, and it's so sad that people still do, and they'll see you at the gym and you're pregnant. Like I know so many like fitness enthusiasts that now have babies, and unfortunately in the comments section people are just like, why are you working out, you're pregnant, like are you crazy?
It's like, why do you give a fuck about my life? Like
exactly, like just because you're pregnant doesn't mean that you should stop all physical activity. If anything, you should be more active. You know, you want grow in an environment that's, you know, lower fat cells, because fat cells, they just cause so many problems, especially in the abdomen area. So I don't know, for me, I would personally, I'd be like every day, like la-di-da. I would even do weights. Obviously you don't want to overdo it with the weights, that I can understand. Definitely. But you definitely want to keep yourself active and healthy.
Yeah, because when especially when you're pregnant, you're like, your body is, all that energy is going towards your kid, obviously. So just think about all that, the pressure your bones is going through, your muscles. Like if you're gonna sit around and do nothing, it's just gonna get worse after the baby. So as long as you're still moving around, you'll be fine, you know?
Yeah, definitely. But yeah.
Oh, well, Michelle, thank you for coming on here. I don't even know how long we were on here for. It just...
Is it?
It was good to have you. Very, informative, and you definitely know what the fuck you're talking about. Maybe you should do this for a living. or work.
I didn't even say like in the beginning, and I totally forgot to, but I was gonna say like I am in no shape, way, or form trying to advocate for plastic surgery, that everybody should go out and do plastic surgery, like it's the be all end all. Obviously, like, do what makes you happy, embrace your own form of beauty, whether you think it's this or that. Like, do what makes you happy. Like, if it makes you more confident, do it. You know, I'm not a certified health practitioner of any type. I don't have any degree in the medical field. I'm just, a person who's a little seasoned in the subject, because I don't know, that stuff is just so fascinating to me. And also I love Dr. Miami and watching like his gross videos. Like
I definitely just see you as like the person in the front, like planning all these girls
Yeah.
and guys out for their procedures. I can so see that. You should definitely hit up that doctor that worked on you and just be like, you got an opening? You'd be perfect. You know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, I've had so many girls reach out to me, and I probably sent him so many clients at this point. Like, I probably do. I just work for him.
You should. You might as well. Send me his shit. I want to see this shit.
Yeah.
And if you don't mind, like, I want to see. I think you posted your before and afters on your story.
Yes, post more. I just want to wait until I'm like at least 6 months, into the this, and like, because I still have a lot of swelling, like here, like I can still feel it. So they say, I forgot to mention, the tippy top here takes about like the first 3 months, and then the middle is like 6 to 8 months, and then the last like 12 months or so is like the tip of your nose. So that's like the healing process basically in those 3 tiers. So I feel like I'm definitely like in the middle area. It's so funny because like when I put on glasses, I still get like indentations here because the swelling is still so significant in this area. So it's pretty crazy. Yeah.
Well, shit, you're gonna have me look at all these videos now of what I'm seriously gonna do that right after this and just see what I'd be getting myself into if I were to do this stuff. I'm gonna just stick to exercising and see what happens. But no, again, thank you, Michelle, for being on Bae with the Z podcast. It was a pleasure.
Thank you, Amanda. I'm so honored that I got to do this for you. Definitely, we got some more subjects coming up too. Like, I feel like we could do so many more.
Oh my God. It's about like, yes, just self, love, self-worth. I love discuss, like Michelle said, you don't need plastic surgery. You don't need cosmetic surgery. But if you want it, do it. Your body, your choice, whatever makes you happy at the end of the day. No one's going 6 feet under with you anyway. You do you, boo.
And you can't take your money with you.
No, you can't. So, money comes and goes. First of all, money comes and goes.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't ever be afraid of that shit.
Yes.
But yeah, thanks for coming on. I love you, girl. We have to catch up one of these days or hang out when the snow melts or when it gets a little better because COVID's so fucking ass.
Yes, I'm waiting on my vaccine and then I'll be able to do like whatever I want basically. I mean, not whatever, because there's still there's a second strand. Everybody needs to be careful.
Yeah. I'm about to stay in this fucking bitch for like another year then.
Yeah.
Jesus. All right. Well, that was Bae with the Z podcast on cosmetic surgery. I gotta think of a title. I don't know what to title this yet. Pretty sure when this is uploaded, I'll have a cool ass title. But all right. Michelle and I forgot to mention the whole celebrity thing. For example, the Kardashian clan. Okay, when you get surgery, Michelle, I give kudos to you for even being honest about getting your nose done, because a lot of people that get their lips done or their nose or their stomach or their ass or their face, whatever the hell they get done, a lot of people don't admit to it. They just a lot of women look up to these maybe Instagram influencers or these models or musicians, whoever they may be, these celebrities, and most of them, especially the Kardashians, having that whole huge empire, don't ever admit to getting those things done. So it's like these young girls, especially these girls on TikTok and shit that are like 12 years old, 11 years old, are thinking, wow, this is how I should look. This is that perfect body, So I just want to I guess touch tabs on that. Well, thank you for admitting that you even not even admitting, just being open about you getting your nose done,
Yeah, of course. Obviously when you get something done, it's going to alter you in a way that, people will notice. Maybe some people won't, but at the end of the day, be honest about it, because nobody is born with a plastic surgery, having done plastic surgery. Nobody's born with or maybe some people are born like that, but
yeah.
wrong, but you can't be in denial of that type of stuff. Look at Jennifer Lopez. on. Like, you cannot sit there and say you've never had filler, you've never had surgery. Like not even just to throw shade because she's got so much money and she looks so good. Like, she looks great. Her abs are amazing. Her butt looks great. But there's so many little things here and there, little tweaks that you can do to maintain that. She's like, what, in her 50s?
Yeah, she's 51.
She's 51. Like, I can't imagine that, after putting yourself through a whole singing and dancing career, that your face didn't show a little bit of like lines here and there, and you didn't, get them injected with some hyaluronic acid, which is fine. Like, and maybe a part of her thinks that that's like a natural approach, because hyaluronic acid is natural. Like, it's made in your body. It's essentially just taken out and like made into a medical solution for you to plump up your face here and there for wrinkles. So maybe she really thinks that she's just completely natural because it is a natural approach. And then there's like Kybella. Kybella is another injectable filler that burns fat wherever you put it. So, people have the double chin going on, they'll put it in there, it'll burn the fat. They have cheek fat, they'll put it in there, it'll burn the fat. And those are permanent solutions. Obviously not natural. You can do that in your stomach, you can do that in your back. So like, I just don't understand, or I don't see the point of people denying that, because like you said, you have young girls looking up to you and they think you're perfect, they think you're beautiful, they think that you were just born that way, and they'll never be able to be like you, and they'll never be able to see it that way. And it's not fair. It's really not fair. Like, I just feel like all celebrities should really be open about that, because they're the most looked at people in the world. They're the most magnified people. And, it's just not fair for them to deny people of that all information. That's why I just wanted to put it all out there. I wanted people to know what the process was like for me. I put things out there that maybe I shouldn't have. Like, I openly spoke about like, how it felt really to be like under the knife and stuff like that. And those are obviously moments that I obviously want to keep personal and private, but I felt like it was important. Like, people need to know like the realness about it. Like, it's not just rainbows and butterflies, all the time. Like, sometimes, you go through a rough time with the surgery. You don't know if it looks great. You don't know if this, you don't know if that, but just as long as you're open and honest, like, that's just the most important part.
Yeah, because I mean, we see it with the before and afters with these celebs. It's pretty obvious. I mean, look at Kylie Jenner.
Come on.
Huge.
Kardashian has said, she's like, she said she went under an x-ray. Yeah, honey, you can go under an x-ray and it'll not show that you have butt implants because ass shots. Like, those aren't going to show in an x-ray. Like, that just doesn't make sense to me.
Like, you're not getting your skeleton system done, honey.
Like, look at your bro. Like, it's not even natural looking. It looks like crazy. Like, I think it's big, and you're gonna tell me it's natural? Like, ain't no donkey kicks at the gym. Like, they make it look pretty big and nice, voluptuous, but not like to the point where your ass is out here and your leg is here. Like, that just naturally, just
it is crazy. Celebs should definitely be fucking honest, okay? Because us women, we just want to look good, okay? We just want to feel good. So just be honest. Especially, I'm thinking about Khloe Kardashian.
Oh no.
Oh, I mean, come on. I mean, she was pretty before, but like with the surgery, I mean, she looks good, but her too, not saying, like they act like, oh, I got my stomach sucked in and like I go to the gym and that's how I did it. It's like, no, you literally look like half of what you used to be,
The people want answers.
We want answers. All right, we're all women, okay? Well, there's men that do too, but like, come on, we just want to know. We just want to fucking know. All right, so we can feel good and like know what, yeah.
Yeah, agreed.
You get what? But yeah, Michelle. Thank you for all your information. Yeah, of course. And Babe with the Z would be out every Sunday. sometimes Wednesdays for wine and weed Wednesdays. I don't know if you know I do that. You know, I have wine and weed Wednesdays. I'd had pretty cool guests come on here. I mean, you're cool yourself, but in the past
cool.
we just get stoned and drunk and talk about anything and everything. But yeah, thank you again. I'm sorry, I'm like having these images in my head of like Dr. Miami ripping open women right now.
God, like he really records every surgery
and like dances around. I'm like, dude, how? It's like a gory scene.
But it's like I can't stop watching, but I want to keep watching. But
it's like a car accident. You just gotta stare. You can't look away. All right, Michelle, you have a great rest of your evening. Thank you, Bay with the Z listeners. Yeah, peace.
Thank you so much, guys.
Bye.
Bye.